Welcome back to Dee's Kitchen. Today I'll be making lasagna. This lasagna was inspired by my son because he insists I made lasagna today. Even when I said I do not have the ingredients to make lasagna, he was very persistent. He said, "Mom, from you have the noodle, you can make lasagna." I'm like, okay, I'll try. So our ingredients today are, of course, lasagna noodles. And we're using Eve's lasagna noodles. Yep. Any brand is okay. If you don't want the little frills on them, you have the plain ones too as well. You have the pre-prep ones already that they say you don't have to boil. Ricotta cheese, mixed vegetables, and like I said, these are ingredients that I just found. Lentils burger, I made that the week before, and split peas burger. I'm using 2 of these mozzarella and cheddar cheese, and cheddar is the small piece. And you know my homemade coconut milk, can't do without that one. Lentils, and I think those were in the freezer. I'm using Hunt's today, tomato sauce. Normally I make my own. I don't have any tomato. And it's pretty easy to make your own sauce. Now the first thing you want to do is to put your noodles to boil. So I had already put on the water. I bring the water to a boil. I add salt, some olive oil, and I think a little bit of cilantro. Now don't force the noodles down in the pot. You can spin them around in the water until they start to become soft. And there's a trick to doing these noodles, you know, so you don't break them. And normally you find that people just push them down in the pot. What I do to make it easily go down is to swirl the hot water around on them so it softens them a bit, and then cover the pot. While our noodle is boiling, we're going to prep our meat. So, because I'm using lentil burger, I break them up into smaller pieces. Of course, I cut up all my seasoning, which are also vegetables. Tomato is a fruit though, because it has seeds. And this is debatable. Green onions or scallion. You'll note that I don't use a lot of seasoning, and that's because my family is very small Not only that, but I'm doing a very small batch. And as you can see, I am not using a measuring cup. Okay, I had to take a break from cutting and attend to the noodles because they were finished boiling. Now I did not allow them to boil for very long. I gave them like maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes, just to really soften them. After doing so, you throw off the hot water and you put it in cold water. You leave them in cold water until you're finished making your meat sauce. Okay, so after doing that, I came back and finished cutting up my herbs and spices. Now that I have all my ingredients prepped for my meat sauce, as you can see, I started to look about my cheese sauce, and that's pretty easy. Note how easy it was to shred the cheddar. The mozzarella started to fall apart, and I think that's because the mozzarella might have been stale. I've had it for quite some time. But my son insists that I make lasagna today. Mom, you need to make lasagna today. So here we are making lasagna. And this video disclaimer is just to show that once you have lasagna noodles, you can make lasagna. Okay? You need lasagna noodles. Even if you don't have cheese, you still can make lasagna. You just substitute breadcrumbs. If you have cashews, you make a cashew sauce and put over it. Cashew sauce. Now what I did, I sauteed the onions, all the ingredients you saw I prepared earlier on. I sauteed and add my tomato sauce. Allow it to cook a little. Of course, I'm going to get all the sauce out of that bottle, so I'm definitely rinsing out the bottle to, yes. Remember, impromptu video, impromptu lasagna. Next time I'll be prepared and show you different variation of lasagna. If you are a meat eater, you definitely can use your chicken or beef or whatever meat you prefer. But we are Lacto-ova vegetarian, and so you find that we use dairy products as well as eggs. I'm adding a bit of ginger to the meat sauce. Don't forget the coconut milk, just a little bit. You don't necessarily have to put coconut milk in your meat sauce, but it adds to the flavor. Okay. So allow it to simmer a bit. When I say simmer a bit, I do mean simmer a bit, okay? That's it. turn it off, let it sit, and you go back to making your cheese sauce. Now that's a total seasoning that I found. It has in cilantro, parsley, salt, garlic, and I think that's about it. Add some paprika as well as garlic salt. You know, I can't do without my garlic salt. Yes. Add a little black pepper. Just a little bit. Just a dash or a smidge of black pepper. And then you whisk. Now you had your ricotta cheese. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is not a full container of ricotta cheese, okay guys? It's just a little that I had. Yeah. I would say that's less than half of a cup. Okay. So I'm taking out the chunks of cheese. And you just whisk away. Of course, so in this mixture you have an egg, you have ricotta cheese, spices, garlic salt, paprika, and of course I don't have any chopped parsley or anything like that, so I'm adding a bit of callaloo, chopped callaloo. Oh boy, I think I could do without that, but you know, just showing you how you can substitute, and a lot of substituting was done in this. Okay, so for my sauce I used the chunks of mozzarella that I could not shred because it just kept breaking off. After thinking about it, I'm like, I can't leave just a little tiny bit of my ricotta cheese. Makes sense, I just use it all. Considering I might not have enough cheese sauce to do this. So I add a bit more seasoning and whisk away. And it doesn't have to be smooth or anything, because those chunks, when they melt down, it's just gonna be extra cheesy and nice. Yeah. Now that you're complete with the sauce, you start to prep the noodle. Now the base of your pan that you're going to use, what you do, you measure it first and then you cut the lasagna if you have to, like what you see I did there. Now what I did, I put a little oil to the bottom and I add a little teeny bit of sauce in with the oil. Now normally when I do my lasagna, I would add a whole layer of sauce at the bottom before putting in my noodles. So my layer will be meat sauce, cheese, lasagna, and I'll just keep doing that up to a point. Now I know my meat sauce was basically finishing, and so I took some coconut milk and mixed in a bit with the rest of the sauce in the container. Add a little bit of cheese, yep, and mix it in. Now for the top, you will just add your tomato sauce. If you have more meat sauce though, you can do a little meat sauce if you like, but I like to do my toppings with tomato sauce, and then I would add a whole lot of cheese on top. Now I don't have enough cheese to cover this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some breadcrumbs to the cheese so that I'll get a bit more. And that's a new sauce I opened, different brand. Yep, found it. Found it. So let me know in the comment section if you're gonna try it. Let me know if you actually eat lasagna. And what else? I think that's about it. Please remember to subscribe, comment, like, share. Thanks for watching.